I'm going to take it from the business perspective, and so because a lot of there are many businesses in the Little Village area and members of this chamber, so it's my pleasure to be here to emphasize how critical it is for businesses, both large and small, in our region's economic development that depend on accurate data made available to them by the census. As Mark said, we should have another congressional seat in this district. Businesses count on census data as the basis for their strategic decisions. Census data helps to uncover growth trends, market opportunities, and customer insights for businesses. Moreover, the census can help position our region as an attractive destination for new businesses that seek to serve our lucrative, diverse market. As our economy emerges, Father, from the greatest economic crisis since the Great Depression, and we focus on making our region a hub for sustainable economic growth, the census takes on an increasing significance. We want to provide business leaders with accurate information so they can grow their businesses, create jobs, and improve neighborhoods. We therefore encourage maximum participation from every household in the Chicagoland area to provide our current census takers with full, accurate information. I filled mine out on Sunday. It was pretty fast. I only missed one or two of the questions, had to scratch some things out and do it again, but it was pretty fast, and it made me feel good that, in fact, I am going to be counted. I will be one of the millions and millions of people that will be counted. We encourage our business community where people work to inform them of how critical this particular sort of 10, 15-second task is going to take for them, and hope that the businesses will help individuals fill this out. The Chamber of Commerce, in partnership with the Little Village Chamber of Commerce and the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, recognizes that we in the business community have a special role to play to raise awareness and encourage participation in this data collection. I'd like to now introduce Alderman Munoz, who has been a great partner not only in this community but representing you at City Hall. I know that because we do dueling banjos every once in a while, and quite frankly, he represents his constituents quite well. Alderman?
Thank you very much. My name is Ricardo Munoz, and I will be counted. As Jerry did last weekend, so did the Munoz family over at 3021 South Lawndale, filled out our questionnaire in order to be counted. But you're going to hear a lot about federal money, you're going to hear a lot about buses and healthcare and why these numbers matter. But let me just tell you a brief story of where the rubber meets the road on the census. When I first became alderman in 1993, there was a significant overcrowding problem in our grammar schools here in Little Village. We knew that because in the 1990 census, there was a count. And although it was an undercount, there was a count, and it told us that we had way too many young men and women in this neighborhood attending the way too few schools. So as a result of that, we took the 1990 census data information from Little Village and lobbied City Hall and the Board of Education to build more new schools. As a result, as recently as 1998, we were able to claim that we were able to build 5 grammar schools here within 2 miles of this neighborhood. Why? Because we knew how many young men and women lived in the neighborhood because they were counted. Those 5 schools are Finco, Zapata, Dominguez, Madero, and Little Village Academy. By 1998, 5 new grammar schools, 5 new buildings, K through 8. And then we started the emphasis, the battle, the fight for a new high school. We knew, as a result of the 1990 census, that in this neighborhood, a little over 4,400 high school-age children lived in Little Village. And over at Farragut Career Academy, only 2,200 fit. Think about that. 4,400 high school-age students, young men and women, lived in Little Village, but only 2,200 were able to attend Farragut because of the capacity. Now, I'm not a quick mathematician, but 22 is half of 44. So half of the high school-age children, young men and women in Little Village, had to go to a high school other than the neighborhood high school. So we embarked on a battle to build the Little Village High School, Little Village Lawndale High School at 31st and Coster, which is today open and graduated as first class last year. That's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the counting matters.
Chicago, we're counting on you. Latinos, we're counting on you. Hispanics are considered the largest ethnic group in America, minority group in America. United States Hispanic, the U.S. Hispanic purchasing power has surged nearly $700 billion and is projected to reach as much as $1 trillion this year. The number of Hispanic-owned businesses in the United States is expected to grow by 41.8% in the next 6 years. The Little Village community, as was mentioned, has one of the highest concentrations of businesses outside the Magnificent Mile. Revenues from the Little Village businesses, mostly mom and pop shops, make one of the Chicago's biggest sources of sales tax. By providing needed services and employing members of the community, business owners play a key role in the growth and prosperity of Chicago and its neighborhoods. Building partnerships, as you see here today, is critical. But despite all of this, and despite the growth of Hispanic businesses, and despite the growth of the Latino population, and despite the growth of the Latino growth of the businesses, the Census Bureau reports some of the lowest response rates to the census count is in predominantly Latino, Hispanic, low-income communities. We are here at Little Village, but we're also talking about Pilsen, Back of the Yards, Logan Square, Humboldt Park. According to the 2000 census, communities such as, again, Little Village, Pilsen, and Humboldt Park have counted as low as anywhere from 6% to 45% of underreporting. Today, we are gathered here because we want to make a change by encouraging every person to participate in the census. Businesses, you have a role in making sure that everybody counts. All the Latino businesses, you have a role. These are your customers in your community. And as you know, as has been mentioned, the dollars are important to your businesses, particularly in this very, very tough economic time. Every dollar, every penny counts, not only to provide services for individuals, but for the growth of business in Chicago. So the one thing I want to leave you with is, I think, just very simple. And the alderman said it, 10 questions, 10 minutes. It's important, it's confidential, and it's easy. Es importante, es confidencial y es fácil. Por ley, la agencia del censo no puede compartir tus respuestas con nadie. Esto incluye el gobierno federal y también la agencia de emigración y agencia de orden público. So again, please stand up and be counted. Thank you.
Didn't I tell you she was passionate about everything that she does? Now, Father Marco Mercado, from the pastor of Good Shepherd Church. Father.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm here on behalf of the Catholic Bishop of Chicago and also the Catholic Church, just to remind and to remember that it's not only a privilege and a gift to be part of this historical moment of the census of 2010, but in the perspective of the Catholic Church, it is a moral obligation for every single person to be counted. It's something in the Catholic Church that we call the sin of omission. It's not, sin is not the thing that we do, but also many times it's the things that we don't do, and they can do a lot of good things. And so hopefully, if you don't return your form, hopefully my friends Chris and myself, I'll see you in the confessional bags, because you have to put it on your list and say, Father, I confess that I didn't return my form, that I didn't participate in the census, so I hurt a lot of people. In my community, my people miss a lot of good things because of this, not minor, but this big sin. So the Catholic Church is endorsing this, so you can be sure that you are safe. And as the gospel said, do not be afraid. Just receive the form, 10 simple questions like the 10 commandments, but like the 10 commandments, they are very important too.